Hello everyone. I just want to go over a brief review over the facial bones of the skull, and I'm just gonna start out by naming a few of these bones and getting a little bit of a description. Sorry. So we got the frontal bone, which is the most noticeable bone in the skull, which pretty much makes up the forehead, which consists of the eyebrows right here. These little circles you see here are pretty much known as notches, holes, but the actual name is supraorbital foramen. So superior is known as the top. So this one's going to be inferior orbital foramen. And then in the bottom we have the mandible, which is pretty much the jaw. And this little notch right here is known as the mental foramen. And this bone right here that wraps around in the middle of the head is known as the parietal bone, which pretty much holds together the frontal. And if I were to flip this diagram lateral, so if I were to have this facing this way, in the back of the head you see like a kind of like a bump in the back, known as the occipital bone. Um, Very important part right there. There's been a few accidents in boxing where like it's a very tender part of the head, where this guy named Pritchard Colon was a professional boxer prospect coming up, becoming a young champ. He was boxing this one dude that was undefeated as well, and he was doing rabbit punching, also known as illegal punching to the back of the head, because it's a very important part of your head. Like if you, that's why mothers always tell you, oh, don't lean on the back of that chair or you're gonna crack your head open. No, they really mean that. Well, not necessarily crack it open, but you can get really seriously hurt if you land on the back of your head. Becoming in a that guy, Pritchard Colon, became in a vegetative state because he went into a coma after the fight, and it was just all terrible. Um, that's the parietal bone right there. The back of the head is the occipital bone, which you can't see from here. This is the sphenoid bone right here, kind of like the temples, what we call the temples. This is the temporal bone. Um, Temple in the Latin word is known as time. So kind of makes sense when time catches up on you, we get gray hairs here, which notifies people like, man, that guy's been living for a while, man. He's kind of old. So that's the temporal bone. Um, there, right here, this structure is the cheek, known as the zygomatic bone. What makes up the cheekbones, obviously. Um, this little green part right here is the lacrimal bone, which is kind of like the inside of your eye bone. This is the ethmoid bone right here. And then we got the nasal bone right here. Frontal nasal suture right here. This part right here is the upper jaw, which is zygomatic. No, wait, I'm so sorry. This is the maxilla. This is the maxilla. Vomer, parallel, parallel bone. Middle nasal concha, inferior nasal concha right here. Then we got the mandible, which is the jaw. Helps us chew on food. Um, help us to move our mouth when we're talking. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's basically it. Um, thank you guys for watching my video. Hopefully you guys got a good description of the facial structure. And yeah, thank you.